Hi, my name is Sidra, and today we're going to be solving exponential equations. The main thing you have to know about solving exponential equations is that when there are different bases, you can't solve it. For example, 3 and 9, they're different numbers, so we can't solve the equation yet. But the first question we have to ask ourselves is, how do I make the bases the same? When trying to make the bases the same, the first thing we look at is these two numbers. The numbers that are getting raised to the powers. These are our bases. And as I said before, these are different numbers, 3 and 9. So we have to try to rewrite them to try to make both of them the same. So first I like to look at the bigger number, 9. How can I change that into its simplest terms? What I would say is 3 to the power of 2, or 3 squared. So this is how I can rewrite 9. And 3. Since 3 and 3, they're both the same base, I can rewrite 3 as 3 to the power of 1. Now, since we made both bases the same, our base is now 3. Now we can substitute this simplified version into the original equation. So 3 to the power of 1 times this exponent, 6x, is equal to 3 squared. We're just substituting 3 squared in for 9. And you have to raise that to 2x minus 1. Now, since both of these bases are the same, all we care about is the exponents, or the powers. So what I would just do is cross out these bases, because now we don't need them anymore. And now we're worried about solving for our variable. So now all we care about is the exponents. So we can write down 1 times 6x. So we're basically just writing down the powers right now. Times 2 times 2x minus 1. Now we can distribute the power into the exponents. So 1 times 6x is just 6x. And then we can distribute the 2 times 2x. 4x minus 2 times negative 1, that's negative 2. And now using simple algebra, we can just subtract 4x from both sides of the equation, so that 2x is equal to negative 2. And now we can divide both sides by negative 2, and then we get negative 1. Now that we got our first answer, let's go to the second question. 8 to the power of 2y plus 4 equals 16 to the power of y plus 1. Just like the first question, let's start with trying to make the bases the same. So I'm going to start with 16. Again, I'm going to always start with the larger number. So 16, it can be written as 2 to the power of 4. And 8 can also be written as a power of 2. It can be written as 2 cubed, or 2 to the third power. So now we can use these new simplified versions of the bases and just substitute them into our original equation. So we can do 2 to the third power times 2y plus 4 is equal to 2 to the fourth power times y plus 1. And like the first question, since both 2 and 2 are the same base, now all we have to worry about is the exponents, and we can completely disregard the bases. So now we can just rewrite them. So 3 times 2y plus 4 equals 4 times y plus 1. And now we can just solve the equation. So 6y plus 12, and then we can distribute the 4, equals 4y plus 4. And now we can solve it. So 2y is equal to negative 8, and then divide both sides by 2, and y is equal to negative 4. So now let's go into our third and final question. So this question might look a little bit different because it has fractions in it, but we're still going to use the same concept of trying to solve and find the same bases. So like the first two problems, I'm going to start with the number that basically looks easier. So in this case, it would be 8, because I'm not going to go to the fractions yet. So 8, as its simplest terms, it can be written as 2 to the third power. So there's an exponent rule that everyone should know, and that is x to the negative 8 power is equal to 1 over x to the 8 power. So we can apply this rule to 1/2. So 1/2 can be written as 1/2 to the first power. And in this scenario, 1 is going to be considered A. So if we try to rewrite this as x to the -8th power, you can have 2 is equal to -1. 2 being x and then A being 1. So now we have matching bases, 2 and 2. Now let's rewrite this equation. 2 to the -1st power is equal to 4x plus 1 is equal to 2 to the 3rd power times 2x plus 1. So, like the previous problems, we can get rid of the bases because they're the same. And then so now we're stuck with -1 equals 4x plus 1 equals 3 times 2x plus 1. So now we can solve this using basic algebra. So -4x minus 1 equals 6x plus 3. And now we can subtract -6x on both sides. So then we're left with -10x is equal to, you can add 1 on both sides, 4. I'm going to write back up here because I have no room. So we're going to have x is equal to -4/10. And we can simplify this to -2/5. So that's our answer. Well, that's it for exponential equations. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.